What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we have a big problem. We have a big problem when it comes to the first infrastructure bill, and that will affect the second infrastructure bill. So we're going to discuss this. I'm going to show you the article. I was reading this article this morning, and there's a letter that was sent out by some representatives to Speaker Pelosi about this very topic. So that's what we're going to discuss today. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, I just wanted to remind you, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure there's also a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over to this article here. And this is Axios reporting 9 moderate House Democrats say they won't vote on budget unless infrastructure bill passes. Okay, so that is the headline there. Now, let me explain a little bit about where we are when it comes to the first infrastructure bill. So we've been following the Senate for the last couple of months, just trying to figure out if they were going to be able to get this infrastructure bill approved. And so we saw just a few days ago, they were able to pass the infrastructure bill, the first infrastructure bill. And so what that means is that infrastructure bill goes over to the House. And now the House has to take up the bill. And so what Speaker Pelosi wanted to do is she said, you know what, I'm going to hold this first infrastructure bill. We're going to work on the second infrastructure bill. That's the human infrastructure bill. That's the child care. That's the seniors. That's the free college tuition. That's what that bill has in it. We're going to hold the first infrastructure bill until that second infrastructure bill gets approved by the Senate and sent over to the House. And then they would vote on both bills at this, or we won't say at the same time, but they'll vote on the first infrastructure bill, then vote on the second infrastructure bill, and then send it to the president at around the same time. So that was the plan. Now, also, the Senate didn't just take up the infrastructure bill, the first infrastructure bill, and approve that, but they also approved a budget resolution. Now, this budget resolution will open up reconciliation because remember, that second infrastructure bill, it's going to be a reconciliation bill, which means that it's just going to be Democrats that are going to support it. So hopefully you get in the Senate, you get all 50 Democrats to support it. And then the vice president, Kamala Harris, would come in as the tiebreaker. And so that's how they could pass that in the Senate. And so they needed the budget resolution bill to go through first in order to open up debate so they can move forward with the reconciliation bill. So hopefully that makes sense. So that's what happens in the Senate. Now, when you look at the House also has to vote on a budget resolution bill. And so right now, the House is on recess, but when they return, they need to vote on this budget resolution bill to open up debate for the second infrastructure bill, right? So let's get back to the article here. I just wanted to kind of clear that up. So when they're talking about this budget resolution bill, the House needs to pass something. So what you have now is you have 9 moderate representatives that are saying, look, we're not going to vote on this budget resolution bill unless you move forward with the first infrastructure bill, pass it, send it to the president, and have him sign it. And so that's what we're looking at right now. And so these 9 moderates can kill the whole bill. They can kill the first infrastructure bill and the second infrastructure bill. Now, Speaker Pelosi she can only lose like 3 votes when it comes down to it. So these nine moderate Democrats will easily kill the bill if they don't move forward, if they don't vote for the budget resolution. And so that's what we're looking at. Now, I will show you guys the letter, and I'm also going to talk about my thoughts on this whole thing and why this is really ridiculous that this letter went out. And I'll explain to you the reason why. So right here, this is the major point here. We will not consider voting for a budget resolution until the Bipartisan Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act passes the House and is signed into law. So that's them saying right there, they're not moving forward until it's signed into law. Now let's take a look at the letter here, because this is, and I'm not going to go over the whole letter with you guys, but I just wanted to show you it. I will post a link in the description so you can check this letter out if you want to do that. But basically, at the end here, this is where they're saying that they're going to hold off and not move forward. Now you're asking, who are these representatives? Here they are. Here are their signatures and their names. And I'll just scroll slowly so you can see maybe your representative is on this list. But these are the moderate 9 representatives that have an issue with voting on this budget resolution without moving forward with the infrastructure bill. Now, what I think is really absurd when it comes to this letter, the first thing, they're talking about we need to move fast, and that's the whole issue. So you have these moderate Democrats saying, we need to move fast on this first infrastructure bill. We need to get these shovels in the ground. We need to get these jobs out there as fast as possible. And I agree. I agree. Things need to get done. And I know that when we're looking at this whole situation, if they're trying to get the second infrastructure bill through, it will take a little bit of time. But that's Democrats. The Democrats need to come together and figure something out when it comes to the second infrastructure bill. They're going to be negotiating with themselves. The Republicans are not playing a role in this at all. So this reconciliation bill is going to be Democrats only. And so what's absurd about this whole thing is they're on recess right now. The House is on recess right now. So the mere fact that they're arguing, these moderate Democrats are arguing, look, we need to get this going right away. Well, you know what? That means that Speaker Pelosi should be calling back the House, and they should get this going right away. The Senate, they did their job. They actually passed the first infrastructure bill. They sent it over to the House. So now the House needs to get the job done. So when you see these letters like that come out and it's like, okay, well, you're saying things that need to get done sooner than later, but you're going to take another 3-4 weeks before you come back from your recess. That's not acceptable. And that's the problem that I have with this letter. The problem that I have with this letter is the fact that they're saying things need to get done as soon as possible, but as soon as possible to them means September 20th or when they return. It doesn't make any sense to me. And so you also have progressives. So you have the moderates that are saying that they're not going to move forward voting on a budget resolution bill. And then you have progressives in the House saying, you know what, we're not going to vote on the first infrastructure bill until we vote on the budget resolution to open up debate for the second infrastructure bill. And so that's what we're looking at right now. So we have the Democrats fighting against each other, and this is not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing for Democrats. And this could cost them the 2022 election if they can't figure this out. And so you have that first infrastructure bill. Like I said, the Senate went ahead. They did their job. It's now sitting in the House, and the House is going to sit on recess until mid-September when they decide to return. Why don't they return now and take care of this? And that might be what happens, because now Speaker Pelosi is in a real bind because she has progressives on one side saying, we're not going to vote on the first infrastructure bill. And then you have moderates on the other end saying, we want you guys to vote on the first infrastructure bill. We're not going to take up the second infrastructure bill until you vote on the first infrastructure bill. And so the best thing to do, call everybody back. Call them back. Have them in their recess, which is going to upset a lot of them. And that's good because that needs to happen. Have them come back and negotiate this out and get this done as soon as possible. I agree. The first infrastructure bill, the sooner it's out there, the sooner it's approved, that's a good thing. However, you have them on recess, so they're not too worried about it. They're sending letters to the speaker instead of actually being in Washington and actually doing the work. So that's my thought on it. I want to know what you guys think. So in the comment section, let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.